Cheerio!
Time for a coup de gravy!
More crazy!
Coup de gravy!
Just a bit more crazy!
Coup de gravy!
Stop! Too much
You've never
more
heard of the
crazy!
soaring falcon?
And welcome to Grade 5 to Custom Asterisk. Please take your seat, turn off the wind and tender switch devices, and take a moment to relax yourself. The show will begin in a moment.
Now's my
Thank
chance
you.
to put you in my diary.
These pretzels are making me thirsty!
Hello. It's Red here, and it's good to see you again. I've still got a good number of submissions to get through, and I think it's been more than enough time since the last one, so let's get cracking. Today's Custom Asterisk comes courtesy of Aiden, and their asterisk is the Actor. It appears to be a class that, as the name implies, can act like several others. Is this job worthy of an award? Let's find out by getting this show started. Action! The Actor's first specialty is Troop Leader. Self-inflicted stat boosts will be applied to the rest of the party. Specialty 2, Composure. The effects and damage of weaker abilities is increased. The special ability is Grand Finale. Strike all enemies with a light and darkness imbued physical attack. Buffs physical defense and magic attack by 15% each. The activation requirement is using acting 13 times. There is also an additional note stating that the Bard's Born Entertainer passive can affect acting abilities. Level 1, Night Stance. Adopt a stance from which taking damage increases physical defense. Level 2, Rogue Stance. Adopt a stance from which performing physical attacks increases speed. Level 3, Mage Stance. Adopt a stance from which casting spells increases magical attack. Level 4, for 20 MP, Dramatic Lighting. Perform up to 3 quick light or dark magic attacks on a target or all targets, and decrease their aim by 5% for 5 turns. Stats cannot be reduced below 65% of their base value. Level 5, Fortune Flash, 18 MP. Perform a quick physical attack on a target, and increase the user's critical chance by 5% for 5 turns. Stats cannot be increased beyond 200% of their base value. Level 6, Light of Hope, 22 MP. Restore a target's HP based on their stat boosts. Our first passive ability of the class, Level 7, Trois Coups, 1 slot, strikes all foes 3 times at the beginning of the battle and attempts to silence them. Level 8, Select Job, for 1 BP, apply stat adjustments and weapon aptitudes from a selected job. Another passive at level 9, Right Hand Lore. For 1 slot, right hand weapon aptitude is increased to A rank. Level 10, Select Specialty 1, 1 BP. Activate this first specialty listed for a selected job. This will replace the first specialty listed for the user's main job. Level 11, Wonder Blades, 50% of your HP. Perform an extremely powerful physical and magic attack on a target that combines the powers of light and darkness. Triggers all actor stances effects. Level 12, The Show Goes On, 1 slot. All status effects on the user persist between battles and through death. Level 13, Rehearsal. Repeat the most recent action performed by the user for half the cost. Level 14, Select Specialty 2 for 1 BP. Activate the second specialty listed for the selected job. This will replace the second specialty listed for the user's main job. And as our grand finale, Level 15, My Turn. Use a move previously used by a foe for twice the cost. And scene. Well, my oh my, what an interesting class indeed. I think this might be up there among my favorites so far, just because of how versatile and seamless the class feels from reading it alone. Everything feels like it flows together incredibly well, it's extremely adaptive, has some wonderful flavor, and still feels genuinely useful. To start, the 3 stances idea is superb, taking Fencer and turning it into a much better form of self-support, and also allowing for more kinds of builds to make use of it since it covers all 3 of the basic DPS archetypes. Then we have the select actives, which involve taking different pieces from other jobs and putting them together in your own powerful build, and making them cost BP is a smart move in my opinion. This is a very strong thing to include, so giving it a BP cost is more taxing, at least that's what I believe. Maybe I would bump up Select Specialty 2 to a 2 BP cost, just because some of those can get a bit wild, but it's still good nonetheless. My Turn is a super fun ability, and Rehearsal is absolutely perfect in action, cost, and flavor. And Right Hand Lore made me chuckle, but it's a cool inclusion. I also like that with all this base power in the abilities, the job's stat line is not the greatest, which prompts you to use Select Job. It just all works so nicely. I don't really have a lot of bad things to say. Only note of concern that potentially doesn't matter is slight programming concerns on how the show goes on would work if this were real, but again, not really much else to say. I think the actor is very well made as a multi-tool version of the Fencer with a lot better flavor and doesn't seem too overpowered. So well done, Aiden, and thank you for sharing this job with us. If you have a custom BD2 Asterisk idea you'd like to share, make sure to join my Discord and submit it using the form I have pinned in the BD2 Custom Asterisks channel. If you enjoyed the video, a like and a sub are greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.